Welcome back to Morning Live. I'll remind you our social media pages. On Instagram, find us at Switch TV KE. On both Facebook and Twitter, find us at Switch TV Kenya. We'll be happy to sample your views. And we have interesting gentlemen here in studio. SMS lines, of course, always open for you. 24/7, 365 22999. Send in your feedback, because now this discussion is kind of mind-boggling, and also you'll never believe it. He'll be actually walking from Mombasa to Nairobi to convince a smoker to quit. Now, that's how people can sacrifice their time, resources, to just walk all that distance, 488 kilometers or something, spending 21 days on the road just to make you who's smoking to quit. Karibu sana Bwana Christopher Masiuki.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And when you hear of the thought, walking from Mombasa to Nairobi, it's crazy. So how did this idea come up?
The idea came up like a few months ago. I was trying to kickstart my football career again. So I'm a smoker. I've been smoking for around 5 years.
Okay.
So
you quit?
Yeah, so I tried to quit. But then like I had not noticed that it was that hard. I had never tried quitting before.
Okay.
So it became really hard. It became hard for me. Like I sought out for help. The help was not like that coming through. Like I tried different products and all that. Then at the back of my mind, I went like, okay, so this is how it is. This is what people go through when they try to quit. And it's really hard. Smoking had made me like have arguments with so many people. My mom, who's even watching, and you know, like you kind of get that stigma if you're a smoker, because for people, smoking is just a bad habit. Yeah. You know, they don't take it like, if, for example, when you see someone who's smoking, just like, hey, this guy has a bad habit, you know. Sure. You don't think at the back of your mind, this person is sick, like he has a serious addiction.
Absolutely.
He needs help, or he needs some counseling and all that. So that's when the idea came. Firstly, I tried to push it like through social media, some government organizations here and there, but then the support was not that well. So just one day I was like, okay, maybe you should do something extreme to try to talk to people, and most probably the government and its organization, and also the public, that like people who smoke really need help to some point.
Yeah.
There is some support, because statistics show people who smoke, who are really addicts, apart from the people, not the people who go to a club and then after one drink they're like, hey, give me a cigarette. Not those people, but like people who are really addicted.
Addicted, yeah.
Only 7% of them can make it to quitting just like by themselves. Okay. The rest of them are going to continue smoking for the rest of their lives, or they really need some medical or counseling help or some sort. So the idea came through, it was born through that. Yeah.
Wow, okay. Yeah. Now, let's now talk about the nitty-gritties of the trip before now we get to the internal matters of smoking and the statistics and everything. Yeah. So, umejipanga aje, unajua, those kilometers, bana, that distance is quite something. So, how many days will you spend on the road? What time will you be walking? What are the precautions you've taken? Any medication? Will you have people around you? Just give us details about that.
The idea, the first thing I had to check was safety. Like safety, like the road is a bit tricky. Okay. So like I figured out for the 21 days, because like Mombasa Road is a very well settled place. Apart from Voi to Mtitwande and a bit before Voi, it's well settled. Like you have shopping centers, you have people on the sides of the road. So I figured out I should just get some security, maybe a boda guy from every town. It's also a way of providing maybe employment to some of a boda guy to walk with me. Like he just goes ahead 1 kilometer. I walk when I get to him. He goes to. So another issue was health. Like you just don't walk 408 kilometers and just like expect everything goes well. So I started trying to train. Like for around 2-3 weeks, I started like training. I walked to very early in the morning around this time. I walked to Kangemi and then come back. Then
from where?
From the University of Nairobi. I'm a student at the University of Nairobi. I walk to Kangemi and then come back. Sometimes I push myself to a place called 87.
Somewhere. Kino?
Yeah. I push myself. Yeah. So I figured I can do around 30 kilometers a day. 30 kilometers a day. That was good.
Okay.
Then the other issue came in was like you have to spend money on the project.
Yeah.
Since it was a personal project, I figured like, okay, maybe I should do it myself. But as the project gathered, like my friends and all that, like we got like a team, you know, of people who are doing social media and all that.
Yeah.
we try to get some sponsors, like people who, maybe a company that manufactures shoes, I can wear your shoes during this walk. Like a company that manufactures water, hey, I can drink your water during this walk. Just to try to make it easy for me. We also went like for people maybe who have like nice cameras and all that, hey, I can stream this thing the whole way. I can use your camera, maybe we can market you through that way. But so far, like it did not happen. So I went back to the guys and told them like, hey guys, you're my friends. And then like I have lots of friends. I told them like, you guys, I'm going to contribute like from my own sources. I actually sold my personal computer for that. They were like, I'm going to contribute. Then like, you guys just do whatever you're gonna do. Like we help each other through this. Because basically the idea was to get from Mombasa to Nairobi for the sensitization. We try to make a buzz about it. Then that needs social media. And then, you know, social media influencers these days, like you just, even if it's your friend, you're just going to walk to him and tell him like, hey dude, I want you to post my stuff.
You have to pay him.
You have to pay him. And then like some of them ask for a lot of money. Then you're like, hey man, I never knew I should get into this business. You know, so that's the kind of challenges we've been having. But so far so good. I think in all the sides, we are like, I just decided to although if somebody comes up, I'm okay. But I just decided for now to just concentrate on doing this, like on my own with my team. Yeah, just drop the sponsors a bit. Although some people have not replied, but we're still hoping for the best. But if they come through, it will be awesome. It will be awesome. Even if like somebody's watching and they know like there's a way they can make this thing easier. That would be really appreciated.
Amazing. Now, statistics: Kenyans smoke more than 22 million cigarettes a day. Now, particularly Nairobians, they actually, the statistics say they're smoking their way to sickness and early graves, which is kind of scary. When you hear this and you're a smoker, very scary. Now, the World Health Organization found that in 2013 actually, 6.4 billion cigarettes were smoked in Kenya. Now, in 2015, the figure climbed to 8 billion. Of course, in 2019, 2017 to 2018, the figure now reached 10 billion and above cigarettes. Now, it's kind of scary. But of course, you said you are trying to quit. Have you quit or you're trying to quit?
No, I'm trying to quit. Actually, I can say like I've made progress because it's a process.
Absolutely, it's
a process because I started smoking like around 5 years ago, like I said. I used to smoke like a pack per day or a pack and a half if I go out. But right now, like I can go for like 2 days without smoking. But then sometimes the anxiety really kicks in, and then I don't want to, because I use nicotine patches, I don't want to just stop smoking, and then I'm hooked to nicotine patches.
Sure.
The extreme and the best way to stop smoking is just rehabilitation. Like just stop, you know. Just stop. It's gonna hit you day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, but then all this withdrawal symptoms are going to go away. But it's quite a challenge.
I'm sure smokers are watching us right now and they're feeling, see, you get me,
Yeah, I get you.
You get me, And sometimes when maybe they smoke, they won't really get to know the bigger picture about now their respiratory system, their lungs, and everything. And then you've seen pictures comparing a clean respiratory system and a smoker's system. Now, from a health perspective, have you ever had any complication that pushed you now to say, goodness, I have to live this?
I think I experienced some health complications a while because I had a surgery back in 2016. 2015 I had a surgery. I had like a spleen surgery, and then like I kept smoking. So that's the funny thing about smokers. I actually, after the surgery, I went outside the door and subconsciously bought a cigarette. I had the surgery in Tanzania, somewhere in Mwanza. I went and bought a cigarette. So what people don't understand is like the will to quit. Like there's some subconscious, it goes away. You have complications, but smokers are not scared of cancer. Like you find someone smoking and then you tell them, hey, that's going to kill you. They don't look at it from that perspective. There's a way that cigarettes have a way of taking that fear of being sick away from you. Even if like you think you have like a complication, like maybe you're having a heart attack, you're having a panic attack. Smoking has a way of just telling you like, hey, just smoke, you're gonna be okay.
Interesting. Just an SMS coming here, someone's saying wale wazee wamekuwa na smoke sigara inside out, they still survive. You see those people who kind of put their fireside inside.
Yeah.
Unaget, eh?
Yeah.
While out on Geusha.
Yeah.
And the old mamas are still smoking those things and they're very healthy.
Yeah.
Now, maybe what's your advice on this? Because is it just a time bomb, or are you thinking maybe after some time this thing will start actually now depicting themselves?
Yeah, that's the thing. People are wired differently. Like 7% can stop quitting on their own, the 93% not so lucky. The old people, actually I have an uncle who is like around 70 and he still smokes. He started smoking around 10 years ago.
Wow.
So we are wired differently.
Okay.
And what I can tell them is that when you see this old person smoking, there is a probability that their life would be far much better if they did not smoke. Not even a probability. It's a sure thing. Like if they did not smoke, they could be like their life would be much better.
Okay.
You see? And then like if this guy is going to live up to 80, or no, if he's going to live up to 70, there's a probability he could have lived up to 90 if he wasn't smoking.
Absolutely.
So the fact that you look at him and then you're like, hey, this guy is 80, is this guy is 50 and he's still smoking and he looks okay. And then most of the cigarette smokers don't tell you what's going on in their body. This person might be having panic attacks all the time. He might be having but then when he walks, he looks okay. Like for me, sometimes I think before when I was starting to quit, when I started to quit, I had some serious anxiety issues. I always thought I'm going to die. I always thought like I had like some bleeding in mouth every time I brush my teeth because of like my body was trying to heal itself. So, but I don't tell people these things.
Yeah.
You know, I don't tell people. So
you guys are suffering.
Yeah, you might look at a smoker. Okay, some of them are okay, but you might look at a smoker. But trust me, I'm talking from experience as a smoker for quite a while, and as a serious smoker, because I remember there times I used to do like 2 packets a day.
Wow.
Yeah, and at this age, like I think I could have, like it's quite serious. So trust me, each and every smoker, addict, I'm talking about addict, not those people who smoke like 1 cigarette a day or like just 2 a day. I'm talking of addicts. That person has something that's eating them up.
Absolutely.
He has something, but he's not going to tell his wife, he's not going to tell his kids, he's not going to tell his friends.
There's something.
There's something that's eating him up. And then he wants to quit. I tell you, like, I have not seen a friend of mine, either in campus or outside, who smokes, who is an addict, who doesn't want to quit, but they just don't know how. They know they should stop smoking, but the support system does not allow them to stop. Because,
Now, the issue of even, let me use the underage, from 15 years old to around now 70s and 80s. Trust me, even the smoking prevalence in males and adults in Kenya was reported at 24.6% in 2018. Now, that is kind of worrying, because when you talk about men, especially men who are smoking, you've mentioned complications come and they don't talk about it.
No, they don't.
Okay. Now, what do you think about the young characters who now indulge themselves in this? You said you've been smoking for 15 years.
No, not 15.
Oh, no, 5 years.
I think it's been, actually, I'm sorry to say this, like, let me be honest, I'm sorry to say this.
No worries.
Yeah, like, I started smoking actually at Form 2.
Wow.
Nobody knew, the whole school. I was a school captain at some point. Not even a single teacher, not even my roommate, not even my bedmate who slept on top of me. He never knew I used to smoke. And I used to smoke like 4 cigarettes a day in high school.
Wow. And how old were you that time? I think
I was 14, 15.
14, 15.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was very unlucky. Because I think I wanted to be popular. So I go to Form 1, Form 2. Then some of the older guys, I was playing football. So some of the guys were playing football, like they used to smoke at night. So like, because I did not want to bring out that picture that I was a smoker. So like, I just told them like, hey, dude, I'm not going to do this. But at the back of my mind, at 2 in the morning, just wake up.
Okay.
Yeah, just go smoke, and then they are available everywhere anyway.
All right. Yeah. So we're taking a short break, but when you come back right here on Morning Live, you want to focus on now his kind of the route he's gonna be using. You know, endpoint will be at KICC Nairobi, and of course he'll be having a main event on all smoking zones on 31st of May, and of course that will be the World No Tobacco Day. That's what he'll be aiming for. So when we come back, he'll now be telling us about safety, the medical angle. Will he maybe be walking around the ambulance? Because now, you see, the weather, the climate might also be kind of very harsh on him. So how has he prepared? Of course, he said he's walking around, but when he come back, he'll be telling us all these things, just the mindset. How ready is he? Shortly after the short break. Interesting. All right. Welcome back to Morning Live, and with me in studio is Christopher Masuki, who will be traversing 488 kilometers from Mombasa to Nairobi, sensitizing people to stop smoking actually, rather. But of course, this is something that is very, very crazy. For me, it's mind-boggling, and I feel like preparedness is very important. So tell us about now preparedness, because when you talk about your mindset, you've been doing your small kilometers, covering few kilometers from University of Nairobi to Kangemi and back, and then 30 kilometers a day, and then you estimate around you'll be done in 21 days. Now, looking at your health, how you've prepared your mindset, your backpack also, you'll want to know what you'll carry, and your team. Maybe you can tell us, because I'm very sure you won't be alone, you need to have support system. Now, who are these people, first of all, before you talk about your backpack?
The support system mostly is my classmates, like and friends in campus. So far, like one of them is dealing with social media, like to try to find social media influencers who can be cheaper to us, and he's also trying to get other media houses, mainstream media houses, if they can brand the story on their social media pages or something like that. Then there are the guys who will be like, after I go to Mombasa, some things are going to need to be done in Nairobi. So like the guys who can like coordinate from Nairobi. Maybe somebody wants flyers, maybe somebody wants some posters of the work, maybe somebody wants explanation to be sat down and explained to exactly what we are doing, because we still expect people are going to gain interest with time. Yeah, sure. So people are going to come in. And then also documentation. I cannot just walk. The government needs to know like exactly what are you doing, why are you walking, why are you risking your life. Like So like what I've noticed, like as we progress, like there's some like the documentations that will be asked for that I may not have. Yeah. You know, so maybe they should be they're going to supposed to be got from Nairobi. Yeah. So like that's the team that's surrounding me. Then health wise. I don't have like a team like just dedicated to health. I just have like a strategy, like if something happens from here, I have someone who can like already just like pick me to the next hospital really fast. Yeah. But it's not a team of guys who are getting paid and all that. There are guys who volunteered, and I really appreciate them. I really appreciate them a lot. Yeah.
Now, how many kilometers are you looking to traverse in a day?
In a day? In a day, I'm intending to do 30, a minimum of 30. I'm intending to do a minimum of 30. On a good day, I'm sure I can do even 40. But then the next day I'm going to feel it. But on a good day, I'm intending to do 27 to 30. 27 to 30, and then just that's going to take around 8 hours. So you have like a lot of time to maybe like stretch and do some push-ups here and there, and then take a shower and relax, and then see how the day goes. Yeah.
So every stopover means you have to rest somewhere.
Yeah.
Have you maybe made arrangements with the maybe hotels, the camping sites, whatever you're going to spend? How have you planned yourself?
No, I've lived along Mombasa Road for a long time. I went to high school in Mombasa Road. I grew up in Mombasa Road. So like
Mombasa Road, you're used to Mombasa Road from Nairobi Stadium to Mlolongo.
No, I'm saying like from Nairobi to Mombasa, because I know Mlolongo well. I know Emali. I know Sultan Ahmed Emali. I know Kibwezi. I know Mtitwende. I know Maungu Voi. I know Samburu, all the way to Mariakani. So I know these places, and they are towns I'm conversant with. Actually, I have like I have a contract for somebody in each town. The people I'm going to tell them like, hey, dude, I'm supposed to be here. I'll be passing by here. So at least find me someone you can trust, someone a border person you can trust. Sure. Who is going to escort me, because like I cannot carry all the bags, because I'll be carrying. I don't intend to be leaving stuff behind. I intend like just take a small backpack and another bigger bag that has stuff I want to use. So
now your backpack now. Yeah. Content
of the backpack is like first thing is water.
Of course.
Water. Yeah, that's very important. And I'm happy I got a company that is willing to give me water. Nice. But they're just like, hey, dude, we're going to give you water. The way you get it to the road, we don't. But I really appreciate it. And then the other thing is like maybe a lunch box or something, snacks, lunch box. Then I needed like an extra pair of shoes. Like just in case, sometimes you might be walking the shoe gets because it just happened. Yeah, it just happened to me. I walk with the shoe. I walk from like when it's really like during this time Nairobi gets hot very early.
Yeah.
So sometimes you walk with tissue, and then by the time you are almost in Kangemi, it gets really hot. You have to just remove it and sit by the road and just wait for for it to cool down.
Okay.
So an extra pair of shoes. Then I also need some. I'm also going to be doing some deep heat, some ointments, just in case. A pair extra pair of socks.
Okay.
I'm also like I also ordered a body cam because I don't want people thinking like, hey, this guy does this. He shows us 30 minutes when he's walking, then he gets on the piki to the next stop.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah, to the next stop. So I'm trying to get a body cam. That's going to like, I want to take everything, like just everything along the way. I'm also trying to do that. So basically it's medication, a bit of medication, some food, some water, an extra pair of pants, an extra pair of shoes. Yeah. Because
there's another guy, sorry, cut you short. There's another guy called Mdindi. He's asking, does your family, like maybe is your family aware, or he said, does your family support you in these? Are they aware or something like that? Yeah.
I told my mom. I told my mom. I told my sister. But then like my mom was like, I still have a week. My mom was like, yeah, just think about it and pray a lot. Yeah, so my mom is okay with it because because actually we have like she's really uncomfortable with me smoking. Like she's very uncomfortable. I've not been able to give, because she's actually a bit unwell. I've not been able to give her like the detail, but she knows like I'm going to do some really long walk about to sensitize people to stop smoking. She understands that. Okay. Yeah.
Now Jay is asking, have you done any medical checkups, tests to make sure, like just to give you confidence that you can be able to walk for 488 kilometers?
Well, the last medical checkup I did was around December. I took a medical checkup in December. But then like I had it was during this time I was trying to like one of this time I was having like a relapse. Like on smoking, I'd gone back to smoking.
The effects now coming to
yeah. So like the what do you call them? The withdrawal symptoms were really hitting. So I went to a then the doctor was like, okay, you're okay, your heart rate is okay, your blood pressure is okay, your sugar levels are okay. But I can also say like I'm also a bit careful with this thing because you don't know, like it's 482 kilometers. You cannot do that for 3-4 days and then something doesn't come up. So I'm intending to, like after every 2 days or because I've identified the Nairobi Mombasa road is a very well settled place. We have like nice medical centers. I intend to do like after every 3 days, just walk into an hospital, tell them like just check vitals, exactly what's going on. Then I move on. Yeah, I'm not sure I should just walk and then just, when I feel like something is wrong, that's when I like tell the picky guy I'm with, hey, rush me to the next hospital. I'm still thinking about just getting checkups on the way. Checkups on the way.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, finally, for someone who's watching right now and just willing to support you, what can you tell them?
What I can tell them is like I would really appreciate it. Because like right now I'm doing this all on my own. Yeah, I'm not like getting any financial support. I'm not getting any, unless people are skeptical because it's Kenya actually. There's a lot of scams. So like I want them to feel free to come to me or call me and tell me like, hey dude, I need this documentation. I need that documentation. If I'm able to, I want to help you. I need this and that and that. Even if they know someone, because people get ideas when they see something. Because there's someone who is watching us right now and they already have an idea like, hey, I can help this guy in this way and that way. So like feel free to just come through, because after the entire thing, we want to convince the government and WHO this time round the World No Tobacco Day should be held at least directly. They should interact directly with the smokers.
Thank you so much, Bwana Christopher. Thank you for coming, and I wish you all the best. Stay safe, my brother. The lines are long.
That won't be an issue.
Be very careful. But I wish you all the best. We're proud of you. If you're quitting smoking, I think that is also a bold move from you, and we're happy for you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Just hold it right there, of course.